Guys, welcome back to another video on the Inside Spurs channel. Happy Thursday afternoon. I hope we're all okay. Hope we're all right. Hope the day is treating you all as well as it possibly can do. Yeah, just hope that you're having a good day. Obviously, thank you for everyone, by the way, that joined me for the watch along last evening to watch the Hearts Spurs preseason game. Very much enjoyed it. It was technically our first watch along on this channel, so it was a bit of history as well. So thank you all did join me. It was a good little watch along, I'd have to say. But in this video, we're talking about Victor Gyokeres. We're going to be talking about the situation with potentially a cut price deal being on the cards. We're going to be talking about Eberechi Eze. We're going to talk about Raphinha. We're talking about a lot of really good stuff today. Just want to say, though, if you're watching this and you're new, subscribe. You're very much welcome to join us for the journey. Morning Spurs, mate. Afternoon, sorry. Afternoon Spurs. Afternoon, Ollie. So I'm reading the first bit of my phone again. It's been a bit difficult, the old computer. I've said for a long time, Gyökeres is the dream striker. Bar came back. He's so complete: pace, strength, precision movement, precision placement, power, heading ability. I've actually fallen in love with the concept of him. Interesting. Afternoon, Edes. How are we? Great performance yesterday in Greed. I couldn't agree more. Have such a player like City and sit around the box. I don't know how productive he would be. Strikers will always be productive, regardless of the system. No, normally. Is Victor Gyokeres True's new or is it transport? Well, I'll tell you about in a minute, and you can judge for yourself. Morning, Andy in chat. Quite obvious winning the league. Well, afternoon, Robert. How are you, mate? Afternoon, Finn. You okay, mate? Afternoon, Tottenham. Afternoon, John. Good morning, Andy and everyone. Big up the youngsters from last night. Some great performances. There were some great performances last night. Very much so. Very much so. Is Rich still injured, or was there another reason he wasn't in the team against Hearts? He's still coming back from injury. Still coming back. Hey, Les, mate. How are we? Hey, Tom. How are you, mate? You all right? Hey, James, how are you? Okay. My morning's been good. Morning's been good. I'm done with the gym. It was leg day today. Saw my nan. So it's been a good morning. And she didn't ask me if I got a girlfriend for the first time in ages. So that was always a nice change. Morning to James, the other James. How are we? Hey, Peter, how are you, mate? I'm good. Thank you for asking. How are you, though? I'm good, Joshua. Thanks for asking. How are you? Please don't get Raphinha. I want the right side to be Brennan, Mikey, Kulu, not Raphinha, Edwards, or Eze. Oh, doesn't want Eze. Bold, Alan. Alon. I don't know how to say I'm not going to say your last name in case I get demonetized. Afternoon, Martin. How are you? If Sporting only wants 60, then why the hell not? KVN says. Well, let's talk these reports first and foremost, and then we'll see what the situation is. So. Here we go. So it came from Dean Jones Soccer, who said that Tottenham boss Ange Postecoglou could boost his chances of luring two attackers to Hotspur during the remainder of the summer transfer window if he makes a move for Victor Gyokeres, as a Sporting star may be available for less than his initial price tag. Spurs have not been afraid to splash the cash ahead of a fast-approaching Premier League campaign, with Archie Gray sealing, well, technically a £40 million move, but it was 30 due to the Joe Rodon sale. It goes on to say that Tottenham have been given hope of being able to sign Gyökeres for a cut price P, as there is growing confidence that he could be available for a cheaper price than it had been expected. That would aid Postecoglou in his quest to sign two attacking signings before the summer window shuts. The Swedish international has a release clause worth of £84 million, having the buyout figure included when he joined the Portuguese Giants from the Coventry 12 months ago. But Spurs may not have to fork out such a lucrative sum to sign him. I'm going to pause there. There's a little bit more to talk about on that, but we'll pause there for just a second. What do we think then on, first and foremost, the player? Forget the fee. Let's just talk about the player. How do we look at Victor Gyokeres? Is it someone that people want? Is he someone that, people are kind of going, there's better out there? What are we thinking of Victor Gyokeres? Because I think he is a very exciting player, very talented player. Obviously, bar Kane, did he have one of the best seasons in all of European leagues last year in terms of his goal-scoring abilities? Kane, I guess you could say because of a top 5 league, maybe. But, Gyökeres was fantastic for Sporting. He he wasn't fit all season well. He had injuries with his foot, didn't he, or something like that? And he had surgery after the season. And if that's what he does when he's not 100%, what is he doing when he's 100%, Listening from Portugal today. Ollie, enjoy your holiday, mate. I assume you've gone away with the family, so enjoy it, mate. Enjoy, get some sun, all right? And let the body rest. I got injured playing table tennis. Oh, no, Eddie, did you? How did you injure yourself? Hope you're all right, though, mate. Just rest up, okay? Who do you think will make the first team of our youngsters that played last night? Well, I don't... making the first team, or do you mean the squad? Because if you're talking about the first team, Archie Gray maybe, but in terms of the squad, Gray, Moore, Donnelly, maybe. Lancashire scored a lovely goal. Maybe let's see what happens there. Phillips maybe becomes the fourth centre-back. You know, there's plenty there, though. Let's see. Let's just wait and see how the rest of the summer games go. Morning, mate. Great performance last night from the youngsters. Agreed, John. Agreed. How are you as well, mate? Perhaps the question would be if Richie's coming back fit or is he coming back? Well, I'm literally about to go on to Richie in just a second. Gyökeres be the best in my opinion. 3 Swedish players. Easily sold then, aren't you? Josh, really like him. Would be a decent signing. He's a stud, but his stats will go down because of harder competition. Well, that's to be expected. Gyökeres did play for Coventry, so used to English football. Play for Brighton as well. There'll not be very much better players than Gyökeres. The thing is he was playing in a medium league and doesn't have Premier experience unlike Tony or Solanke. Is Solanke still available? Yeah, he's still available, but you know you'd have to spend 65 million on him. Do you still think we go for Chiesa? Not sure, but we're going to talk about Raphinha and Eze in a minute, so maybe we'll talk about Chiesa alongside that. I'll still favour Tony over Gyökeres, but I'll take who Ange wants. Fair enough. I sort of pulled a muscle in my hamstring. We'll rest it, roll it out, stretch it out when possible, ice it if needed. I thought Gyökeres was like 80 plus million. His release clause is 84 million apparently, but apparently a cut price could be attained. If we get Gyökeres in the voice of Vardy, ooh, Swedish friends. Oh, I love that clip of, ooh, Danish friends. Van Dijk, you could tell, had sort of turned around to listen and just thought it was hilarious, but he didn't want to give it away. He wanted to give the aura. Is Ashley Phillips and Alfie Devine should stay? Is Ashley Phillips left-footed? No, he's not. Hey, MVR, mate, how are you? Hey, Donna, you're right. I think we got a gem of a player in Bergvall once he gets up to speed of the game. Yeah, he looks really good yesterday. I was quite impressed with him. Hey, Gamagoo, how are you, mate? I live here in Lisbon and following Sporting is my second team. There's absolutely no need for Sporting to accept a cut price deal. This story is nonsense, Spurs. I don't think it's in terms of... Well, I'll finish off the story before I answer that one. You'll get my answer. Gyökeres be a dream transfer. Gyökeres is better than Tony, I think, in my opinion. Fair enough. Mikey Moore's one of our own. Absolutely. Eze should be a priority sign-in. But anyway, let's move on. Because it's gonna include Richarlison in this situation. So Postecoglou is open to cashing in on the Brazilian international Richarlison, who'd been gaining interest from Saudi Pro League big spenders Al Hilal. But there's a possibility that he will give the former Everton marksman a chance to compete with an incoming frontman for a regular starting berth if he remains at Spurs. Although Gyökeres is firmly on Tottenham's radar, sources have learned that they are still considering Jonathan David and Brentford's Ivan Toney as they are they're almost guaranteed to leave their current surroundings due to entering the final 12 months of their contracts. So that's to be fair. I mean, you could probably buy David and Toney for the price that you'd spend on Gyökeres. Now, would they accept a cut price deal from the 84 million? Maybe. Now, the reason why I say that is you're not going to get him 50 million. But also, I think Sporting Lisbon might look at Gyökeres and go, was that a one-season wonder? Yeah, he had a good season in the Championship. He's come here. He's done well. Would he do it again? I'm not saying he would or wouldn't, by the way, before someone complains. Would he do it again? If he was to do it again, let's keep him. Let's see if we can build around him. Now, if we're not exactly sure that he'll have as great a season as he did last season, this may be the season that we get the most amount of money for him. You know, could we get 70 million for him? Then you get that, Sporting by 4 or 5 players of that, and then keep recycling that sort of regime. Maybe that's the way they might go. 60 minutes should be enough. I think it'd be a bit more than that, Adiz. Eze hype is getting old. Well, we'll talk about him in a minute. There's even talk of Marcus Edwards coming back as well. Yeah, we've talked about him quite a few times. Do I think Mikey can next Harry Kane? No, that would be Lancashire if it was going to be anyone. Any suggestion? What about fantasy Premier League for the upcoming season? I mean, I'm not massive into fantasy football, but we'll put it to a poll. There you go. We'll put it into a poll. So vote if you'd be keen on that or not. All right. David and Toney for the price of Gyökeres is possibly the biggest no-brainer I've ever heard. The issue is, would you get both of them still, you know? Hey, Scott, how are you? We're here to talk Spurs, Juddy said. Juddy putting the pressure on. Kamagoo reckons for this channel members. Well, vote in the poll if you want to do a fantasy football for the Inside Spurs channel. I think they'll probably think, shall we maximize our profits now or get a few more players and get from? Well, that's the thing, you know, it's recycle, repeat, you know. If we're willing to buy Gyökeres for 65 million, why can't we spend that money on Tony? Well, no, they wouldn't spend that much money on Tony because obviously last year of his contract. What did you miss? We just talked about Gyökeres, D-Gads. Gyökeres played injured. Yeah, I thought he was injured for a large part of the season. Hey, Sonia, how are you? Could we not drop some of the sell-on clauses for Edwards in order to get Gyökeres cheaper? You could. Absolutely could, yeah. You absolutely could. We did it with Pedro Porro. I'm undefeated in 3 years. Well, Les, mate, then you're not allowed to play. How about that? Mr. Andy, is Mikey Moore him? He's very good. He's very, very good. 17 years old and playing the way he does. Very good. Tony would be 40 million at best mercy. Tony, if anyone has decided that Tony's worth 60 or above, no chance in my eyes. So there we go. So some people are quite keen on the fantasy football. I'm not a massive fantasy football guy. I'm never that great at it, but could you see Ange? No, Ange is not taking an England job. Not taking an England job. Do you think we'll get any striker in for pre-season's first game has come and gone? Yeah, we'll get more players in for the pre-season for sure. For sure. Right, moving on though. We're going to talk a little bit on Eze. We're going to talk Eze next. Not the right question, Donna. Rephrase that one. If Tottenham were to sign Gyökeres, how many goal contributions do you think he'd get? Is it fair to say 25 goal contributions? Yeah, maybe he gets 1 in 2 games in terms of goals. So he scores 19 goals and gets 6 assists. I don't think that'd be outrageous, or something around that. 25, I don't think would be outrageous. I mean, look, if we're spending 70 million on him, he better get 25. That's the way I would look at it as well. Eddie Howe to take England job. Yeah, maybe Eddie Howe. But, Graham Potter's twerking for it. Tuchel's twerking for it, Hey, it's all right, Liam. How are you, mate? You all right? Where was Pape last night? Do you know what? I couldn't tell you. I don't think he was in the squad. He wasn't in the squad, sorry. Could have been an injury. But then also we're playing in 3 days, so there was no real need for everyone to be there. I think get 15 goals and 7 assists. So something similar to me than Les. Anyway, let's talk Eze. So he goes on in the same report. So that sources have been told that Tottenham could see the coming weeks as an ideal opportunity to pounce for Eberechi Eze, as having played a role in England reaching the Euro 2024 final. The playmaker is in a position to listen to offers now and consider his future ahead of returning for pre-season. Spurs are expected to attempt to discover the true potential of being able to strike a deal during the period where he has been given time to recover from representing his country on the international stage before returning to his current employers in preparation for the upcoming Premier League. But Tottenham are keeping their options open and have other wide forwards on their shortlist instead of solely focus on securing Eze's signature, with sources understanding that Pedro Neto and Desiree Doué have been pinpointed as possible acquisitions. Pinpointed Desiree Doué as a possible acquisition? I don't think it's going to happen anymore. The fact that Desiree Doué may cost more than Eze, I'll take Eze. Postecoglou has warned Levy and Johan Lang that it's vital for at least one attacker to head to Tottenham Hotspur Stadium preferably ahead of the season getting underway, with a trip to newly promoted Leicester City on August 19th, which is a day tomorrow. So a month tomorrow is when we kick off our Premier League season. How exciting. But the ideal plan is to land 2 attackers prior to the current members of squad with stiff competition. So that's what he said on Eze. I will come to the Raphinha side of things in a minute. I'm not going to jump into it just yet. So by the looks of it, people are quite keen on the Fantasy Football League. Okay. I'll keep that in mind. Graham Potter is a Southgate 2.0. Yeah, average. What about Hill? Regulon. Quiet at the moment on them. Hurt with Richie and Forster. Hit the likes for the best Spurs podcast. Cheers, Liam. Cheers. Appreciate that, mate. Very much appreciate that. Yeah, do like and subscribe if you haven't already. Very much appreciate that. Pinpoint FC. Thoughts on Man United signing Euro? Well, apparently, Real Madrid only wanted to offer 30 and PSG were only going to go up to 45 million. And Man United went above 60 million. Make of that what you need. Good player, but to be honest, they probably should have brought Branthwaite with something similar as that, There we go. Does anyone honestly think Levy's going to pay 6 million up front? No need for Palace to accept anything less. Well, I don't see any team paying for that up front, in my opinion. I don't think everyone paying up front for that. Monday Night Football under the lights at the King Power Stadium. We'll have to turn down about Donna. After last night's performance, Archie Gray looked on fire. I think he'll play in the CDM. He looks so strong and hold the ball up well, and with long ball was immense. Well, look, they won't throw him in at the deep end. You know, I thought Basuma looked good yesterday. You still got Pape, Bentancur, Matters. You know, you got a lot of players still to play in that midfield. You know, I think he will get minutes though. I think Basuma's the starting six. That's the thing. Him or Bentancur will be the starting six, and then they'll ease players in, which is the right way to do it. Typical United overpaying, yeah. 63 million euros for a guy who had 1 year left on his contract. Yikes. Need more than new chances to fix anything at Man U? Yeah, they need a lot. Spence played well. Give him a chance, I think. Well, look, he'll get more chance over the pre-season. And like I said yesterday, John, you may not have been in the watch-along yesterday. I said, this is good for Spurs in two ways. If Spence really rocks it and plays really well, then do you know what? Spurs may not need to go buy him right back. But let's say he does really well and teams then start to go, actually, we'll have Spence. Yeah, we'll give you 10 million for Spence. Then Spurs have done their job. They made the money on him. So there you go. Prime Matters is back. Love it, Marshall. Love it. How are you, mate? Good, strong forwards. 6 million release scores on Eze. Just pay it. He's worth it for the way the transfers are nowadays. Yeah, but it's more about how the deal breaks down. That's why. Tom, I think Tom, mate, Basuma was one of our better players in midfield yesterday. I was happy with what I saw in Basuma, and also it's his first pre-season game, but he looks more energetic than a lot of our players, so I was happy with him. Basuma's a good player. Bayern got at least over 50 million when he had a 60 million release scores. I think 50 million and 55 million should get a deal done for Eze, in my opinion. Well, I don't mind the 68 million as long as we're not having to pay all of that up front. Like, genuinely, I don't mind it. I think Euro will be using United as a stepping stone to Real. Oh, yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. You saw United fans get giddy because they got Euro over Real Madrid. Quite funny when Real Madrid might have another Galactica. Well, Real Madrid were wanting to spend half of the money that Man United would spend. So take that how you need. Nice, Robert. That's good. That's right. Good cover for Pedro. Well, yeah, him and Archie Gray. You know, it feels like links to RBS. Who's the hell is RBS? I don't know. Kieran, who do you mean by RBS? To right backs. Sorry, I'm with you. Feels like links to right backs have died down. I wonder if Spence is being legitimately considered by Ange. Well, look, you've got Archie Gray signed already, so maybe they also look at that as a player that they don't need to go all guns blazing at that position when they have other positions of weakness. You know, Basuma is probably one of the most technically gifted players on our team. World beater if he puts his mind to it. Basuma was very good yesterday. I have no issues with how he played. You know, the fact that, you know, if anyone does think he gave the ball away too easily, see Maddison, see Solomon, see Kulusevski, see Son, see a lot of our players. You know, he was solid yesterday. Red Bull Salzburg, I believe. What do you mean by that, MVR? Sorry, mate. I must have missed your previous comment. Royal Bank of Scotland. Definitely not Ariel. They're trying to get out of England, not trying to be in England. Let's talk Raphinha. So, again, talking from HITC through Graham Bailey, Raphinha apparently has accepted the idea that a move away from Barcelona is best for his career. He's been strongly linked with a move this summer, but has been loath to entertain leaving Barcelona. However, following talks, including with his former agent Deco, who is now in charge at Barca, he's been told that he's not in line to be a starter under Hansi Flick, mainly because the club fully intend on bringing Athletic Bilbao's Williams into the club. Which, by the way, I think if you're selling Raphinha to go get Williams, and if you're a buying club, you know that. I definitely think you go, hang on, they need to sell Raphinha. We might be able to get a bit of a deal on him. So, whilst Raphinha's performances have been impressive, the club are keen. So anyway, the club are keen moving on from him, similar to Ferran Torres. Sources have said that Arsenal, Chelsea, Newcastle United, who are all keen back in 22, have been spoken to with these clubs being keen on adding to the right forwards this summer. Villa, Tottenham, and Man United have also been made aware of the situation. The interest from England is high. Given the fee that Barcelona would demand will be close to 50 million plus the wages he's earning at the Camp Nou, the players' camp believes a move to the Premier League is the most realistic possibility. I don't see any team giving them 50 million. I think they might get 40. Because again, if they're looking at Raphinha to sell Raphinha, so then they can go and get Nico Williams, then I'm going, all right. Well, you want Nico Williams, great. That means nothing to me. We're not going for Nico Williams. So go and get him if you want. We'll have Raphinha for 40, even though we want 50. Well, you need to sell Raphinha to go get Nico Williams, so we'll have him for 40. I don't think any of those clubs will go, oh yeah, we'll give you 50 million for Raphinha just to help you out. He's on 200 grand a week, 50 million. You're probably going to give him what, a 4-year deal? Come on. It's nearly 10 million a year. That deal ends up being about 90 million. Not a chance. 40 million. Barca may end up having to pay a few quid off his wages as well. You know? So, yeah. I like Raphinha. I do. Would he give us maybe something a little bit different? Yes. Would he help improve us? I'd say so. But there are better players that we've been linked to. He's probably a little bit more durable than a Neto. You would have to say that. The deal would be somewhat similar between the two of those, I'd say. But I'm not massively blown away by it, if you know what I mean. Sell Emerson ASAP. Yeah, well, I saw one of the big Spurs pages say, just a reminder, we rejected a bid for 8 million for Emerson. And I was like, glad to see that you live in this ridiculous world where you think Spurs are going to take 8 million for Emerson. It's pre-season, lads. Settle down. This is why you've got to be wary of some Spurs pages on Twitter. They say things for clicks and likes. And that's why I don't try and take any notice of them normally. But I had to respond to that one. I was at it on Twitter yesterday. I was really at it. Twitter was a good place yesterday for once, which was nice. Biss is a top draw player, but can switch off a lot in games. Well, yeah, he needs other people around him. He needs experienced players around him as well to keep going, you know. Romero, Porro, you know, need to be at him, need to be on him. Maddison, keep on him, you know. But Bissouma, when he's on it, brilliant player. Love him. Think Barca would be happy with 35 to 40 million. Yeah, Martin, I said 40 million, I'd be happy with, you know. I think we could even buy him for 30 million. Am I late for any news? You are. You're 21 minutes late, Semyon. Raphinha, good player, but not needed at the moment. Ooh, I think we do need we might need an attacker, though, John. Thing is, Son is a left wing. He's not suited to number 9 role. I really do hope we get a striker in quick so we get the team to click. Well, we've got 5 pre-season games to go. Plenty of time. Let's not be worried yet. Raphinha turns 28 this year too. Exactly. Chiesa or Raphinha, who would you choose? Well, Chiesa's 2 years younger, but a little bit more injury prone. The deal would cost about half, and actually his wages would be cheaper. So I probably would say Chiesa. Eze should be our number 1 target. I think Eze still is a big target, but Spurs, I think, are a little bit realistic on that one. Spurs Twitter is a nightmare. Spurs Twitter is a nightmare. I think some of those big pages, you definitely could tell they think they have a monopoly on Spurs fan bases. That's why I quite often, I won't lie, I call people out on things all the time. You know, people that go, well, we rejected a bid for Emerson. Look how rubbish he is. Sell him. And I'm like, what? We're not going to take 8 million for Emerson. And whether you like Emerson or not, you realise he's worth more than 8 million. He's in his mid-20s. He's got years on the contract. We're not obviously taking 8 million because of FFP reasons as well. So come on, grow up and get your head in the real game. Can we do an inverse transfer where we pay them to take Emerson? Not a chance, Robert. I'd rather get a striker than Eze. Ooh, big shout there, Les. Big shout, Mr. Fancy Football himself. Let's do it. Let's do a poll, actually. 1 minute. All right, so we're gonna do a pick one. So I'm just going to take what we've been told sort of fees are for them in terms of Chiesa and Raphinha. Yes, far too many twits on Twitter. Yeah, there really is, Robert. There really is. Some very delusional people on Twitter. There's some good people, though. Twitter gets bad name. There are some good people on Twitter, and I enjoy conversing with those people. Hey, Venturous, mate, how are you? How's the day been to you? It looks like Jacob Philogene has just signed for Villa. So there we go. Have a look at this poll. Looks, Chiesa is running away with this one. 94% say Chiesa instead of 6% to Raphinha. Interesting. We'll leave that up there for a couple more minutes. But yeah, just want to say again, thank you all who did join me yesterday for the watch long. Very much appreciated. It was the first watch long on the channel, which it's always quite nice when the first one does go well. Looking at it numbers wise, Just want to see how many did we have? Let's have a look. Over 1,000 views, which is awesome. So thank you for everyone that did join me for the live. It was good fun. I really enjoyed hanging out with you guys watching Spurs. It was quite nice. We'll do more of them. So Saturday, really quickly. I just want to double check. I don't want to give you any false times. So obviously we play our next game on Saturday, 3 p.m. UK time. So against QPR. So we'll do a live for that one as well. Because that'll be a step up in competition, I think, maybe a little bit. Obviously, it's a away game again, so it's at Loftus Road. So we'll do the watch along on Saturday, probably about 2:45, 2:50. We'll kick off that live stream. Obviously, I'll let you know closer to the time. And then obviously we don't play it again till the following Saturday and then the following Wednesday. So we play Wednesday, Saturday, Saturday, Wednesday. So there you go. But yeah, we'll definitely do another watch along for the QPR game if everyone's quite keen on that. But yeah, Chiesa wins that. Chiesa wins that as a rout. Jacob Villagine, nice. We need to calm down when we are linked to big name players. Normally they don't go well for us. Well, Amin's a skeptic beyond skeptics. I agree. Get a striker with too many midfielders at the moment, then get Eze later. Spurs versus Celtic be interesting, friendly. Well, I think it's just good to get. It's good to get energy into the legs and get some yards into the legs. Hey, Polly, how are you? Great night last night. Very good game to watch. I enjoyed it immensely. And I enjoyed everyone that joined me for it, but it was great to watch. Absolute cracker. And obviously, Saturday, it's only 2 days away. We play again. And I'll be doing another watch along for that game, which I'm looking forward to. Looking forward to see some of those youth players again, which would be nice. And yes, that'll probably be good game last night. It was, Carl. Agreed. But yeah, thank you all very much for joining me for this video. Very much appreciated. Obviously, talked about Gyökeres. We talked about Raphinha. We talked about Eze. Plenty of good stuff in this video. Obviously, share it, people. Share the channel for people that maybe support Spurs that don't know about it. Let's build this community. Could we do a swap deal with Richie with Nico? Nah, not a chance. 8 incomings ready for Aston Villa. Yeah, but they've lost some key players, and a lot of their incomings aren't massive names or anything like that. We've got to be realistic. Plenty of time still to go this window. Thank you all very much for joining me this lovely afternoon. And I'll see you all a little bit later to talk more Spurs about 7 p.m. Take care, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your days. See you later.